Welcome back to another episode of Conversations with a Martial Artist. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm very excited about this one today, as I hope you guys are too. I'm joined by Master Leao Teixeira, all the way over from Brazil. He's visiting the UK at the moment, doing a few seminars, teaching his workshops. And he was gracious enough to give me some time today to have a chat through his history. Super interesting guy. He is a coral belt, one of very few in this world. He's been involved in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu for decades now, training under some absolute legends and the sort of original Gracie clan, including sort of Carlos Gracie and Carlos Gracie, to name just a couple. Very, very involved in kids jiu-jitsu nowadays. He was there for the formation of the IBJJF, as we talk about a little bit. So he's a very big figure in the martial arts community. Loads of wisdom here. I really hope that you get a lot out of this. I certainly enjoyed the conversation a lot more than most. So if you don't mind just supporting the podcast, please make sure to subscribe and follow it on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever you listen on, at CWAMA Podcast. It's a totally cost-free way to support the podcast, for you to continue to listen to amazing guests like Master Leao. But I will stop talking and I will let you listen to Leao. And enjoy. Okay. Leao, very nice to have you on. Thank you very much for taking the time and letting me come down here. I really appreciate it, especially as you're limited in time while you're here in the UK, so I'm very grateful.
Okay, thank you for coming, for inviting me. For me, it's an honor always to help the people who want to help the Jiu-Jitsu improve more and more and more. And so since I was start to understand how Jiu-Jitsu works, because I came from Judo, from a famous club in Judo in Brazil, Sensei Meiji and Sensei Brito, both of them started to teach me when I was young. But I saw this brand, this Jiu-Jitsu. I never know how this is represented, but one of my friends started training Jiu-Jitsu. They all said you have to go there to visit. And then when we went to visit the Gracie Academy and met Carlos Gracie and his brother Carlos Gracie Jr. Introduced me at the first day, Carlos Gracie Jr., who became a very close friend for me, and my teacher in the future. You are close to the same age, but unfortunately, Carlos Gracie passed away too early, and then me, Carlinhos, and his brother Crowley went to the Barra da Tijuca. It was a new neighborhood in Brazil, and they with the plan to open a new club there. It will be the first Barra Gracie. And I was there among these guys, the Gracie brothers, and that I tried to say that I believe that none of us could ever imagine how far Jiu-Jitsu
how big it blew up.
And I just was there because I love training, and at the first day when I met Carlos Gracie, I realized that Jiu-Jitsu will become my lifestyle, and so then his father, Carlos Gracie Sr., I have a chance to be with him a lot and watch him teaching and say a lot of things about lifestyle, to eat healthily. Even in this time, the Gracie brothers, the Carlos and Helio, they start to introduce among all of us a different way to live, to train in Jiu-Jitsu, to eat healthily, and so it's so different that the way that I've been raised, and so then it's something that catch me Can I say that?
Yeah.
And
it drew you to it.
Target me at the same in my heart, and so and then I said to my dad. I remember that my dad one day asked me, "You really love this jiu-jitsu, man?" And I say, "Yeah, I love it because we came from the family that play golf. I love to play golf. Golf for me is is the same something my hobby. In my
that's your fun one.
and so but my father said, okay, try to do the best that you can, and you stay among with this guy. And I remember they say something like that. The guy, the Gracie brothers, man, they have beat everyone there because at this time they challenge other guys.
Yes, the Gracie challenge
to show how jiu-jitsu is good, and so I say, I stand with them. Okay, stay with Danny, I'll support you, and then I start to. The rest is history.
And then, runs away from there. But that's fascinating, and that's a big part of why I was very excited to have you on the podcast, because I've spoken to lots of jiu-jitsu people on here, but no one of your era of being around it and being such a high level and sort of knowing all of the people. So it's fascinating to me to hear sort of those stories. What was it actually like, sort of coming up in that era at the start?
What can you say again? Sorry.
What was it like coming up around all these big names and the culture of it quite early on in jiu-jitsu?
I don't know. As I said before, I didn't realize where I was, and so, but I had my feelings at this moment that I saw that halls. It was the best fighter that I haven't been met before, because I haven't been training hard in judo, and Sensei Meiji, it's amazing.
And sorry, what age would that have been? So how long were you doing judo before you did jiu-jitsu?
Since I was a kid.
Okay.
Me, my brother, and then I stopped to, as I said before, to swimming, and my dad put me, my brother, to make judo when I was a little kid, and swimming, and then we started to play golf. And so my brother became a very good player, and I was good, but I love to go to the beach, because you live close to the beach.
Yeah,
it's a different environment. You can go to the beach in 5 minutes by feet, and it's amazing.
Very different to here.
Very different. It's very different. So, and there are many options for do. You can surf and play football and stay there, and so. But and then I restarted to train judo with 17 years old.
Okay.
And so Fernando Brito invited me. Brito is a very famous family in judo in Brazil, and his son Fernando Brito invited me to train with him. And one day he said, I don't have anything more to teach you. I want to take you to my sensei. And there I go to Sensei Meiji. And there I stay among a very strong guys there, the Olympic guys, and train with them. And I was a green belt in judo. But when I go to the Gracie Academy, the environment, I think that is one of the things that the Gracie bring to the different environment for his club. I remember my first day there that I go to the small room with Carlos Gracie Jr. to training. And then he said, "You already trained?" I said, "Yeah, I'm training judo." I said, "Okay, let's go to the main room." And then you go to the main room, to the second floor. And he said, "Halls, Zé is my nickname, man. They were already training." He said, he came from Sensei Meiji, the judo club. I said, "Okay, I want to ask you to do something in a couple of minutes." And then I sit there, and then he said, "Hey, can you come here on the mat?" I say, I go there, and they say, "Fight with him, do a train with him." And they say, "Okay." And then I already use it to do a handori, you call this in judo.
Yeah.
So, and then it was very exciting because I know a lot of guys that they were already training there, and I sparring with this guy. I gave him a tomonage, and my friends, guys, go to the cup. The other guys go. It's totally different from the environment judo, but because this day when I went back home, I'm back very excited and say I have to go there tomorrow. And then
you just loved it.
I love it. He was very friendly. He shake your hand, look in your eyes. You are good. You are champion. This way that the Gracie starts to teach it and bring the people around of them is totally different. And so, and in a couple of months, I become very close to Carlos and his brother, Carlos Gracie. And I didn't stop to train judo. I told to my sensei that I was there, and they say, "Oh, definitely, it's very good. Keep it going there, training ground at the ground, but keep going here." And I never stopped to training judo until today. In my syllabus, we have very thorough techniques to teach kids, and I organize my classes with self-defense, throw, guard, side control, mountain, and back. And so these 5 fundaments on the top, guard, side control, mountain, back, is the way that the fight running. And doesn't matter what's happened. If you look the real fights in UFC, MMA, or Vale Tudo that you call in my time.
Yeah, Vale Tudo.
The fight always running on the top, guard, side control, mountain, back. Because that jiu-jitsu is so efficient, because if you have a good syllabus, a good way to train it, you can move around all fundamentals all the time. This is very important to understand when you train jiu-jitsu, because it's not working only in half guard or side control or specific sweep. And this sometimes is a mistake that I saw nowadays, because the competition, it was amazing. I was one of the guys that helped a lot to improve.
You're quite involved with IBJJF, right?
Yeah. When Carlos founded the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Confederation, and after the IBJJF, I was there on his side, helping him as a vice president. You took the first tournament in USA.
Oh, wow.
The first Pan American. We organized the first World Championship. The Master, it was my idea. I remember that in 1999, I didn't fight anymore, but I went to Carlinhos and I said, "Carlinhos, the tournament nowadays is so amazing. You organize totally different for our time, for the time that your uncle organized, because it's amazing. Many matches at the same time, a lot of people training, and so a lot of people are training, competing nowadays, totally different." And
because what was the earlier competitions like then? Was it a lot more informal, I suppose?
Yeah, no, it's not informal. There weren't so much guys training first. For example, halls sometimes come to you, say, "Are you ready to compete this year?" Say, "Yes." "Okay, I have someone to compete with you." And then you wait for 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, and then you know that someone want to compete for you. You know the guy, but they, how can I say, they cancel, and you have to wait.
Yeah, it's always hard to rearrange. And there's always something to actually
it's
get
only
booked.
one tournament a year, and so sometimes it was a challenge, but to represent the club, Leao Gracie need to decide who is represented or something like this. But when the tournament holds, he was very competitive.
Yes, I've heard that as well.
And then they decide to push more tournaments. And when this happened, you have to compete. You have more tournaments to compete. And so, but back to the master, I remember that we already retired to the competition, and so, but they organized a lot of competition, 3 or 4 more a year. It was amazing. And I looked at it and said, oh, I want to fight at least once more this kind of competition. And then I designed this project when only for the old guys, first 30 years old, until 35, 36, until I copied something that the people do in Golf Masters. And I saw something like that. And I showed this to Carlos Gracie. He looked at me and said, really? Do you think the old guys want to compete? Yes. They will love it. I will compete, and you also. And he looked at me? Me? Yeah. If you do these plans, this new project, and say to everyone that I'm competing, you compete, everyone want to follow us.
Yeah, definitely. Say, okay, get the masters out there. Yeah.
And then Carlos said, okay, put my name there. And I love it because and the people never seen Carlos compete, even me, because when I met Carlos, they were already stopped competition.
Right.
And so, and then it was amazing. I compete with Carlinhos, Pinduca, all the famous guys. I convinced them to participate.
To join the Masters divisions.
And so, and nowadays, do you see the master, the last master in LA? I went there to receive my degree there, my belt.
Yep.
And so many people walking around. I'm very impressive. It's not walking to watch. I saw families, mom, dad, kids wearing gifts.
Yeah.
Because now is Master Con, the convention, because the kids, they're adults, they're master. It's amazing.
It's crazy to see how big that some of these tournaments are now. How many people compete?
Yeah. I'm very impressive. I went to the main gate and asked to the boy there how many people have bought the ticket. He told me that this day, Saturday, when I went, around 50,000 people they already buy the ticket. It's too much.
That's a huge amount. 50,000 people.
No. It's the same here. Last weekend, I went to the grappling.
Grappling Industries?
Grappling Industries.
Yeah.
It's amazing. The same environment. A lot of people. And I love the way they organize the competition because it's different, it's new. I will take this idea to Brazil because for the kids and beginners, it's perfect because you can go there. It's not, if you lost, you stay on.
Yeah, round robin they call it.
Robin, you can train more, you can spend all day fighting.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. It's a really popular grappling industries, and I think for that reason, because when I think that's my first competition was also grappling industries. I've done a few. People love it because you can do 8 fights in a day, and it doesn't really matter. You can lose them all. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, for kids in the beginning, it's amazing because you can go there and you test yourself for 4 or 5 fighters, and it's good. It's a very good experience.
Yeah, you learn so much from that.
You learn. I love it. I saw, I believe that the Jiu-Jitsu in UK. They grow faster now because there are some. This is my feeling. In the United States, they love everything that is good. They are very strict when he decides to do something. They bring this idea. They remodel the organization, and so it's amazing. But in America, they love no gi.
Yeah,
it's okay, no gi. I don't have anything against no gi. It's part of Jiu-Jitsu. But Jiu-Jitsu starts with gi.
Yeah.
With gi, it's more. There are more details, and It's different. You have to study. No gi, for me, is easy. I think that if you took off your gi and train in no gi, you can do this. But if you only training no gi and wearing the gi, it's different.
Definitely. It changes it so much.
It changes so much. I believe that you learn more when you train with gi, and after you start to train no gi. And so, and here, in UK, the people is very similar in Brazil, because in Brazil you start training judo and box. It's the same here, man. You came here from judo and box. The people,
largely. Yeah.
And the people love wearing this here. I saw that. This is amazing. Someone told me 2 weeks ago, it's no gi time. I said, I haven't been here this all my life. That is no gi time. But it's not no gi time. It's a jiu-jitsu time. Right? Jiu-jitsu is everything. You know?
Yeah. I totally agree. And that's something I wanted to ask you about, was the gi versus the no gi, because obviously you've seen it from sort of very early days to now there's a big push towards the no gi. And jiu-jitsu's changed quite a lot because of that, I think. Have you noticed much of a change? I mean, when you look at the competitions you've been at the past few weeks and things, and you've seen...
Of course changing, and I love that. I love the new ideas. I'm watching videos. I try to understand the new movements, because this happens in all sport, man. In all sport, you can see the new generations improve themselves a lot. They become more athletic.
Yeah, definitely.
You see surfing, nowadays they go to Nazaré to surfing. It's totally crazy, the things, né? And ski, and golf, and so everywhere, all the sports is changing. And of course this happens in Jiu-Jitsu, because the tournament, the guy who have been competing in tournament, first, I always said this to my students, they walking with the rules on his arm. They go to the toilet and sit there and read the rules. They go to sleep, read the rules. They always try to find a way, a new stretcher to beat someone.
Yeah.
And they start to improve themselves from the different sweeps. The guy has a long legs. And so we have to be ready for this. But the most important, and don't forget, never the basic syllabus. Because Carlos Gracie, one day I remember he said something like that, and when you are tired, it was the base that works.
Yeah, the basics that are hardwired in.
Yeah, when you go there tired, and this could happen one day, it will be the basics that it works, all right? So, and then this is very important. For example, when I open my own club, I decide to reformat, can I say that?
Yeah,
reformat all my idea about Jiu-Jitsu and bring everything that I learned with Carlos Gracie. And then I start to write the syllabus. I put these 5 fundaments in my mind: throw, guard, side control, mountain back. And I put 1 syllable for attack in each fundament, 1 syllable to defense in each fundament.
Okay.
So then I plus 10 syllables. Okay, let's put the most important now. When I say throw on the top, I include self-defense, because most of the self-defense is on the top.
Is the standing part?
Standing,
right?
Standing. So then I tried to work this way. I wrote more than 100.
100 different syllables.
100, but I not include lapel or anything.
Yeah, of course.
Only basic movements. How can you control the opponent's body? How can you defend yourself? So I said, no, it's too much. Now I can organize classes like that. So then I wrote, I cut, and put 7-4 syllables. Over 7-4 syllables, I wrote 40 classes.
Okay.
40 classes that I use during 10 months, because in Brazil, in January and July is holiday.
Okay.
So then I open my club only to open mat in sparring. Not have classes. The students can go there to training, and I give kids there are only twice classes in the morning. But in the next 10 months, I created cycles for 5 cycles with 2 months, and 2 months I put 8 classes, 40 classes, and I include all syllabus. It's solely about how can you defend yourself when someone is playing on guard, how can you sweep, the best sweep. It's amazing because this I bring to even to my black belt classes. They love it. Okay, cool. The only thing different when you teach a beginner, you have a way to teach. When you teach a black belt, I can teach mount attack and mount defense, but I use a different details or a different way to stimulate them.
Yeah, something more specific to focus on.
More specific, and I ask them to control more your opponent there, take your time to submit him, and I show some different details. But this depends for each instructor now. But the idea is a specific trainings is very important. Your students have to improve themselves in these specific fundamentals. How can you learn? But first, how can you learn to defend themselves? How can you learn when someone pulls the guard? How's your posture? How's your posture when someone comes on your side control? And never, never forget the martial arts, because Jiu-Jitsu came from the martial arts.
Yeah.
And so you have to understand how this is work in the real fight. If you bring this concept for you, you can keep a good posture and the different fundamentals. Do you understand?
Yeah, totally. And that was one of the things that I really enjoyed. You did a seminar last year at my club, and it was very much focused on that sort of thing where, like, we were standing, you did the punch defenses and punch proofing these positions.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's so important because people lose track of that, especially when you play the sport jiu-jitsu, right?
Yeah, because the competition, as I said before, it was amazing because helped jiu-jitsu to spread all over the world, but it's totally different. Né? For example, I have a student that he have been won all tournaments in blue belt, purple belt, brown belt, black belt, but they only use 2 specific techniques: a very good throw, like a double leg, something like that, and his half guard sweep is awesome. He can sweep everyone. He beat everyone till black belt. Nowadays, he didn't train anymore. I call him and say, Renato, come to training. No, jiu-jitsu is not for me.
Wow.
Because they only train this.
Right, just that one thing. He was so focused.
He was very strong guy. In his mind, jiu-jitsu is to compete and to put the people down or sweep and spend all of this. And it's different from me. For me, jiu-jitsu is something that I love to go on the mat and I look around and say, oh, today I will train a lot. Even nowadays, I haven't 67 years old and I'm still training. But what is different? My defense is good.
Okay.
I don't worry if someone passes my guard, because as soon as I prevent that they are close to pass my guard, I relax and wait for him and the next step. And then I make my shield with my hand, I prepare my legs to wait for the next movement that he tries to do, and he go to the mountain, back to my guard, or I go to his back. You flow in jiu-jitsu. That is very important when you learn jiu-jitsu the right way, because that is the way that the Gracie brothers start training and they create their styles. BJJ comes from this, and jiu-jitsu came from defense plus submission. First, you have to learn how can you defend yourself.
Yeah.
And then when you learn that, you step on the mat and you look a lot of guys say, oh, today I will train a lot. When you step on the mat, look, many guys say, oh no, there are many heavy guys there. No, I come to this corner here. Something wrong in your jiu-jitsu.
Right, so the weight shouldn't make much.
Yeah, you can choose your training. You can train to anywhere. When you feel comfortable to do this, it's because you in the right way to train jiu-jitsu. So, and after that, you start to submission the other guys.
Right, so you focus on building a strong defense first, and then you look at your submission.
If you do that, Renzo used to say that you become like a born guy. The people ask, have you been training with Tom? No, I hate training with Tom. I can do anything with him. This is good to hear, because in jiu-jitsu, it's okay. It doesn't work with the other.
Yeah, they can't move around. They can't do it. Yeah,
so, and that if you hear something like that, it's because you are in the right way. So, and then you
take it as a compliment.
And so in the end, the guys start to tired during the sparring to you, and then you can submit him. And of course, the other guys, it's hard. Even you can do anything. And so you have to understand this and control the opponent. The Gracie Jiu Jitsu, when they start to challenge the people, Leao Gracie, is not to win everyone. They want to show that anyone can win him, can beat him. That is the idea for Leao Gracie and Carlos Gracie. The Gracie brothers want to show everyone that Leao Gracie, he was a guy with 70 kilos. Yeah. He can fight with someone 100 kilos. Yeah. And so, but not that to say that he will win him. Yeah. He just want to prove that this guy can beat him. Can beat him. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
That's an interesting mindset shift.
Yeah, it's totally different. And if you understand that, you said, okay, I can defend myself. I can stay here 1 hour training with this guy. He can beat me.
Yeah, you might not be able to submit him necessarily, but he can't get you either.
Yeah. If you learn this, this is something that I try to bring in the mindset to my students. I love them when they learn this, because this is, you talk about longevity in jiu-jitsu.
Yes, big time.
If they relax, I use me as an example, and they can do that. I have been doing all my life, training jiu-jitsu. I don't know how long, but I put it that I will train until 75, more 10 years.
Then that's enough.
That's enough. I don't know, maybe more. But I have some friends, Mauricio and Master Romero, Jacaré, they're still training. I look at him and say, okay, I say, if you're going, I'm going. I'm still here. But of course, I don't push me too much. Yeah. And I learned that you have to respect your body. Né? If I feel something, I go to the pool, I swim, I relax, I do my workout every day. You have to move now. That's something very important. You have to move.
So outside of jiu-jitsu as well?
Outside of jiu-jitsu, not only jiu-jitsu. And I have my wife is a very good teacher, Pilates teacher, and she helped me a lot. And she always brings some different drills and exercise that I can improve myself. And this is important. It's part of the jiu-jitsu lifestyle. You have to eat healthy. You have to do everything that is good for your body. And then you can keep training more and more and more.
Wow, that's fantastic. And when do you sort of, in your own jiu-jitsu journey, when did you realize sort of about that relaxation and the long time? Because obviously you're a coral belt now, but there's quite a way through. When you were younger and first into it, was it a lot harder, or has that always been how the Gracie's taught?
No. Blue belt, all blue belt is the same, man. You can beat everyone. No, no, it's terrible. When I was younger, now I'm talking like a master, and it's different experience and so. But when I was the belt, purple belt, I want to beat everyone. I'm considered invincible, and so of course I have many deceptions, and I lost some fighters, and I go home, and I hate it because the human being has something, the ego. Ego is terrible.
Yeah, big time.
And in Jiu-Jitsu, until today, if I tap, I go home and I sleep and I lay down to sleep and I go to my bed. The action when I tap come to my mind. I say, why did I tap this guy?
Just thinking about it.
No, it's terrible. I think this is more or less in Jiu-Jitsu because it's the only sport that, for example, if you go to play football, there is a goal. In basketball, the guy put the ball in the fish, and so in judo there is a pawn. But in Jiu-Jitsu, you have to tap.
Yeah.
It's terrible. You have to be very humble. This is more or less in Jiu-Jitsu that it's the only sport this happens. And so, but you learn it, of course, but you never accept. It's very hard to do this. And we have to understand that when you made some kind of mistakes, the life gives to you a chance to go back there and do everything again. And try to do the best that you can. And then you can bring this to your life. This is more lesson that Jiu-Jitsu gave us. But of course, when I use, and I hate, I always have different injuries because I go to the extreme in my training. I try to push me too much. And I remember one day when I start to learn, answering your question, when I asked Hidden Grace to training. And he said something like that, no, this week I rest because I have a problem in my rugby. And I remember that this is, I remember it stayed in my mind until today. I think, it's the only guy here that I train every day, even shoulder problem, shoulder, knee, and then I start to be careful more with my body. And when I go to study physical education in the university, when I decide to do this, I start to learn more about physical training. And then I start to understand that there are limits for us. But I'm already brown belt at this time, and I'm already helped Carlos Gracie to teach, and then I think it was at this time there is a division when I become an instructor, and then I start to understand that you have to create a different strategy to train, and relax and rest and eat healthily, and everything.
Right, and so that's the tipping point where you start to realize to look after yourself a bit more.
But I was like everyone at the white belt.
That's it. That everyone
white
does.
belt, blue belt, everyone.
Smash.
You think this is amazing, because when you wear a gi and tie your belt, even your white belt, a power comes in your soul. You think you are warriors now, you can beat everyone. No, but this is totally wrong. You have to be relaxed. And even when staying in the street, I was in Brazil a couple months ago, and something happened with me because the guy drives there very crazy. And the guy stopped on my side. I drive very slowly there. The guy stopped on my side and looked at me, tried to complain. I put the mirror down and say, "Are you talking to me? Did you see that you did that? Did you see that you did that?" I say, sorry about that. My mistake. And close the window and go But I mean, I looked in the mirror, this guy followed me, oh my God. And they stop again and say, you want to say sorry? I say, what do you want?
Yeah.
You want to fight? No, I don't want to fight. I say, me too. But sorry, I don't have time to talk now.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of friends. I don't want more friends for me. Maybe one day you can have a coffee.
Yeah.
They start to smile. And he laughed and said, okay, you can go. All right, bye-bye. But I didn't understand it. So, and you have to be careful, man, because sometimes the guys follow you in the street, they have different problems and something like that. And it's not time to do anything. And the people nowadays is very crazy.
Yeah, people are so angry.
So angry, yeah. Even here in London, I think the people here is more calm, but not.
No, I don't know.
No, man. It's crazy, yeah. It's crazy. And thanks God I train in Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, exactly.
I have my mind science already done for this. I'm completely relaxed. I don't want to complain to anyone.
Yeah, well, but that's it. I think the more I speak to people that have a lot of experience in martial arts and a real understanding of the self-defense and the real world, the less people want to get involved. People don't want to actually do it. You go, yeah, of course you can throw that guy and you know, choke him out if you wanted to, but why?
No, nowadays it's terrible, now, because everything happened. The people start to make a video with you, and a couple minutes you'll be in the internet and viralized for everyone.
Yeah, that's it.
It's crazy. Look, this guy, it's different world, man. You have to be careful. You have to be careful for this.
Yeah, definitely. But I guess that's the sort of thing that you teach people. And I know you do a lot of work with teaching kids at the moment, right? And that's sort of, you're quite well known for that. Is that the sort of thing that you teach them when you're younger? Do you teach them the same fundamental syllabus? What sort of thing do you focus on with your kids?
Yeah, as I told you before, we have 40 classes for our program. For kids, it's around 15.
Okay.
And I start for 3 to 6, 7 to 9, 10 to 12.
Okay.
After 30, I consider juvenile. They train like a beginners and adults.
Yeah.
But 3 to 6 is only 10 movements, no more this. But of course, we use a lot of self-defense movements, because self-defense, and sometimes the people said, it doesn't work, it's not okay. But that is the other key that the Gracie brothers, they are very talented. They bring self-defense to improve the beginner's guy, the perfect skills to train Jiu-Jitsu.
Right.
Because when you learn how can you stand in, how can you make a posture, because for example, if you bring someone to your club that never do anything, it's hard to teach martial arts. If you bring someone, he's a wrestling champion or football, soccer player, it's easy, because these guys, they are very athletic, very
they
strong,
can already move their body.
and they can move, and they learn fast. Because Jiu-Jitsu, it's so easy to learn that sometimes the people say, no, you can go to second throw, go to the mountain, get his back, near rear choke. Yeah, of course, you can go to the mountain bar. It's easy, but there is details, and there are the beginners guy that they never do anything. And that is the other things that the Gracie brothers saw in the past. And he said that less than 10% of the people is like us, for example. The guys that they'll be ready to learn Jiu-Jitsu.
Right.
The other 95% is the people that don't worry about to training self-defense, or they don't want to learn self-defense. They never do anything about this. And so how can you catch this guy to train? How can you do this? You have to take a very good introduced class. And when you go to the Gracie Academy, in the beginning, the guy gives to you a gi inside the plastic, clean, a towels, a key for your chain, for your locker. You go there, you take off your switch, your target, and put the gi, go this the room, there is only one guy there, and he teach if someone go grab your wrist, how can you defend yourself, how can you do that, if someone hold your shoulder, how can you push him away and move backwards. So, and then they start to bring self-defense and martial arts for the different people, and then Jiu-Jitsu spread all over the world. How we did it from the kids class, you use some kind of self-defense to improve kids in the perfect skill to stand up, to do a lot of things. And so some throws, for example, headlock throw, koshiguruma, is easy to teach kids. I don't know why. All kids, all human beings know do a headlock.
Yeah.
It's something that maybe God, when they create the world and the human beings, he said, he put in his soul. So headlock, everyone knows.
Everyone can do that.
Everyone can do that because it's easy. So for me, headlock throw is the first throw that I teach for everyone. Block, you remember my seminar?
I do, yeah.
Block, hold the arm, headlock throw, knee and belly, arm bar. Everyone can learn this. And so when you teach this someone for beginners or kids, they learn. So this specific sequence I use to adults and I use to kids. The same. Of course, for kids, it's not so specific. You can't be more specific in details.
Yeah, too much detail will be.
You just show him and let him do in practice and put him in practice. And I love to put the kids with some partners. Father partners the same height, the same weight. Okay, let's go. Shake his hand, keep your base. Okay, defend the slap. Show, hold the arm. I show and ask him to do. And then I try to correct the partners and I let him do this 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And they learn it. They learn it. It's amazing. And then I start the same drill from the ground. Make your shield, defend yourself. Wait. Come on, stand up. Be careful, the guy come to attack you. Eu call em português verbalização, né? The way they talk in kids class is very important. If you are a jiu-jitsu instructor for kids, it's different to adults. That everybody look at you and you say, okay, let's do this. Have any kind of problem? No, it's okay, let's go, 1, 2, 3. And the guys, it's different. Kids, you have to show the movement, ask him to find a partner, and then let them practice. And we create a different sequence and specific movements for them to improve themselves. And then after, for example, this moment, I put him sit and say, okay, how kind of technique you can use in tournament that you learn here? Because you learn some specific from self-defense. And they look at me, I want to slap the guy. No, you can slap the guy in the tournament.
No slapping in tournaments.
The throw, the headlock throw in judo is koshiguruma. If you want to start your tournament, you shake your hand on the opponent, keep your base, don't let him grab you. And when you have a chance, hold his arm, headlock throw with him. It's 2 points. If you put the knee in belly, more 2 points. Let's try to do this. Okay, let's go. And then you start to shake your hand. Hey, pay attention. But
make it more like the game.
You have to do this. And there's some guys that nowadays do this a lot. I have been following in YouTube. It's called Jiu-Jitsu Games. It's very similar, the idea, because this is not something that I create. I believe that this thing is in the art, is in the universe, and you have to feel in Jiu-Jitsu and bring this concept for the mat, and then teaching, and you improve yourself year by year. I have changed. One day someone asked me, Master, but you say your instructor curse for everyone. I say, of course. What is the problem? No, but they wanna learn it, your syllables. They wanna open their clubs. I say, also, as much clubs open is better for jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, spread it. Yeah.
You know, I don't worry about this. I loved it when I saw the people learn with me and open the clubs, and I do mentorias. I help them to consulting. I help them to improve themselves. And I said, this guy said, do you know that every year I change a little bit in my instructor course? Really? Yeah, of course, because I improve myself also.
Yeah,
and
right.
I learn with the other guys. Some guys come to me to learn it, and he showed me, I haven't been doing this. Oh, it's amazing. Hey guys, look here. Oh, look, this guy haven't been doing. And I introduced this in my program also. And jiu-jitsu is amazing. Jiu-jitsu, when you start to train or teaching, you have to keep your mind open for everything.
So you can always keep learning the new things.
The new thing. Of course, as I said before, I have my program. I never change the program, but I bring more details or more games or more things that help me to improve myself. And this is jiu-jitsu now.
And for your instructor program, when you say it's open for everyone, is that not necessarily just your students, your black belts? That's from anywhere, or?
Yeah, our instructor program is in our digital platform.
Okay.
Everyone can sign up for that to study the videos. And who sign up there, you send the news, and I do mentorias and some in-person classes with me. This will be happening here in London now in 22 and 22nd February.
Right, okay.
In this room here, I will teach an in-person class 4 hours for who is already signed up there in the videos. It's good because you can study from the platform. There are many videos there, me and my son teaching kids classes, and many options to study different drills and how can you help the instructors to improve in his kids class program. But it's different when they come with me on the mat and I say, okay, I open, I put the TV here, I put the video, say, okay, did you see this class? When you teach someone to sweep this away, now let's improve here. We have 10 kids here. Everybody is kids, and you become an instructor now. I want you to ask them to make a kill. You have to check all the names, and you have to start the class with this class that you're watching the video. Show me. And then when I asked this, I saw the guys, okay, let's do this. And please follow me. Say, no, it's not this way, kids. It's totally different. No. You don't know this class. It's your first day here. And so there are some tips that I use. For example, when I go to the first class, I say, okay, everybody, I'm your teacher today. Everybody go to the hall. Make a kill there. And then they go to the hall. It's amazing. When you do that, the guy who thinks that he's the best, they go to the middle. Always this happens. They go to the middle, stay there and look, say, because he wants to check
everything around.
If everything is around, the other guy could go to the corner. You look him, he look down. You say, there is someone that I have to help because he stayed there. He stayed there because he don't know anything about jiu-jitsu. It was his dad. Have you buy the gi, put the gi here. You have to go to the classes. Oh, but I don't go up. And then we have to go to the class. And then you have to identify these different students in your class after to start. This is very important in kids. It's not only to learn about syllabus. This is something that I teach the instructors in person. When you practice activity classes together, and then I show them that there is this way to keep your students signed. Because
that's the big thing. Students
are coming. It's like adults, they are coming. But to hold your students in your club is the most important thing that you have to learn. And that is the Grace brother always said.
All right.
And they identified who is a warrior or who stayed there because he want to be included in this team, but it's not time to test him. There is a moment that they will grow. You have to respect the time for each one. And all teachers, all instructors have to need to learn this.
Especially, I suppose, with kids as well, because there's so many where kids are interested, but kids are also interested in everything around them, right? To keep them interested in jiu-jitsu as well. There'll be some kids that are just being forced to go there, like you say, and then others that love it and want to come. So I suppose trying to find which ones you can actually really help and get them involved and make them actually enjoy it, so that long term they keep doing jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, this is important. As I said, you have to make it a division classes. For example, when I started to teach, it was in the first Barra Grace. And there are at least 50 kids. I was there alone. And it's so hard. One day, I took my daughter to swim. And I saw that at the pool, there are different classes. One instructor with 5 kids there, the other instructor with 5 kids there. So, the pool is like my next. I will do something like that. And then my next class, I'll say, okay, everybody go to all. You will sit there. Here. And both of you come here. I make three groups. And then I start these 3 groups totally different. And I put the beginners kids together, the small kids the other side, the advanced in the play. And it works very well. And it works very well. And then I decided, then I asked Carlos, I need a structure. Why do you need a structure? Because I split the class. You split the class? Yeah, I put a group there, a group there, a group there. I say, okay, ask him someone, he has to help to you, a blue belt, a purple belt. And then I invite someone to help me. And so it was in this time that I start to see that I need to understand more how can I teach. And then I decided to become, to sign to the university to study physical education.
Yeah, you said.
And because I'm on there and I say, boy, all these guys, they are Grace. They are raising on the mat, training jiu-jitsu and wearing gi since they were kids. I'm not Grace. I start now. I have to do something different here. Then I decided to study. And the university, I learned a lot of things because when you study physics in Brazil, you have to study all the sports: swimming, basketball, soccer, Olympic gymnastics, and you have to study everything. If you study anatomy and physiology, all these things, you have to study all this sport. And the classes is all about how can you teach kids. It's amazing. So then I learn a lot. And I bring this concept for my classes, and I start to organize more my classes, my kids' classes. And in 1988, 89, I was more than 100 kids in Barra Grace.
Oh, wow.
At the first Barra Grace. In 1992, I opened my own club. In 1993, I started an after-school program in American School. Until today, it's very famous. It's a big program in Brazil. And then the kids' classes start to grow and grow and grow. And then I realized nowadays that this is very important because when you open your club, the kids' class, you'll be the adult in the future. And if you teach a very good class for your kids from 3 to 6 years old, you guarantee that at least the student will stay with you until 15 years old because the parents, they start to believe in you, and they keep the kids there. So, and this is a very important when you. This is something that I teach also in my instructor course, because I saw a lot of guys coming to live from Jiu-Jitsu, and they have to understand that it's not only win some tournaments, and some friend, 20 or 25 friends said, hey, open a club, you're good. You open a club, but you teach their class and then you stay empty all day.
Yeah, that's it. If you want to make a living from it, you've got to actually think it through.
You schedule in Jiu-Jitsu, you have to be ready to organize. It comes from kids, women, beginners, intermediate, and advanced. You have 5 pillars in our schedule, and kids nowadays for me is more than 6%, 60% from my students.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This is very important. This is support your club, and then after that you can open the other classes now. But this is very important when they help with the club, and I love to say this and teach the new guys to organize their club. And as I said before, I don't care, I don't worry if the more clubs open. If the level go high, everybody go to the high.
It helps the growth of Jiu-Jitsu in general.
This is a very important. As more good instructor teaching, more students are coming, more tournaments happening, and Jiu-Jitsu is still growing.
Well, I hope it keeps growing. And to be honest, that's a beautiful way to wrap up. We're pretty much at an hour now.
Okay.
I could keep asking you questions all day, but I'm very grateful for your time. I'll put all of the links to your page and your instructor course and things like that on whatever platform people are listening to.
Okay.
Where's the best place for people to find you or contact you?
For example, in Brazil, in Gávea, I live at the same street that I teach in my club in Brazil. Gávea is an amazing neighborhood there. And in Instagram, Leao Teixeira Tac Jiu-Jitsu is my own Instagram. Leao Teixeira DJ Escola is from my company. And so there are Linktree, and there's all links,
the websites,
all links to the websites, and you can send me message every time. I'm all available. And
very true, very friendly.
No problem. No problem.
Perfect.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much, Leao. I really appreciate your time.
Okay, thank you, Tom. Tom, for coming.
Thank you very much for listening. I really hope you guys enjoyed that. I certainly did. It was a fantastic conversation. I hope you guys got as much out of it as I did. Don't forget, you can still train with Leao, depending on when you're listening to this. He is in the UK, but as mentioned, there's plenty of online options. Whatever platform you're listening on, there are links in the description to his website and his programs. But make sure to follow him on social media so you can see when he's in your area, and make sure to attend a seminar if you can. While you're at it, why not stop and support the podcast as well? A totally zero cost way is to just give us a follow on any social media platforms: YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, TikTok. It's all available at CWAMA podcast, and it makes a huge difference. So if you can just take 2 seconds to click that button, that is much appreciated, and I will see you on the next one.